And we're live with
Dayo.
Dio. Okay. All right, everybody. We're live on Live Master Showcase. I'm so excited to have our special guest, Dio, here today. And she's in Houston, Texas, originally from Nigeria. And she's going to share how she's passionate about helping people with their mental health and wellness. And she has an incredible story. She's an impactful speaker. She just finished about a week or two ago. Let me turn down Harry real quick so I can talk to y'all and let you know who this incredible woman is. She recently completed our Live Master video interview challenge, and here is the interview. You are in for a treat. She's an amazing speaker. She's impacted me from just watching some of her videos. I was just sharing before we went live. What's awesome about her is she knows how to communicate with you to help you think differently. And that's what mental wellness is all about. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to the wonderful Dio. She's going to introduce herself, and I'm going to let everybody know that we're live here and make sure everything's working. Dio, take it away.
All right. Thank you, Mike. Thank you so much for having me. And I would like to start by saying you are the amazing one, okay? Because you've somehow managed to bring together lots of wonderful people in the group. And it's just been awesome and very impactful meeting you as well. So take that from me, okay?
Thank
Honestly.
Accepted. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so me, I'm Dayo, Oluwadayo. A lot of people don't know how to say that. So sometimes they try not to even say my name. And I laugh. I'm like, okay. But you can call me Dayo, Dayo DMO. I'm a daughter, a mom, a wife, and a mental health professional. And I talk about mental health every time I have the opportunity to. And I'm here. Like I said, I'm in Houston, Texas, Nigerian American, and everything about me right now is mental health. When you see me, it's mental health. I'm talking about my mental health matters. I'm trying to personalize it because you really cannot help other people or understand other people if you cannot relate it to yourself. And that's just all that I'm doing in short.
Awesome. So I found you in another challenge group, I believe. I think I found you in there. And when I first saw you, I was like, I was really taken back because right away I recognize greatness. I just do. And so I'm really glad that you came in and you participated in the video challenge. What do you think was the most insightful thing for you? I mean, what did you see in the community that you like best?
I like how relaxed everyone can be. This community, your Life Masters community is just fantastic. And what I like most about it is the questions of the day, because those questions got me thinking. A lot of times we just go doing our thing, and as professionals, as mothers, as a wife, or as a friend, as whoever we are, we just go about doing our stuff the normal way. We just do what's expected to do. Say hello to people when you see them. Do this when you do that. Act professional, be courteous, table manners, all these other things we're just expected to do. But there's some questions we never really pause to ask ourselves, especially when it doesn't have to do with money, when it doesn't have to do with our children. We don't ask ourselves. We almost always get lost in every other thing but us. So, come joining the group and reading these questions about, what's the greatest thing you ever learned from your mentor? Even though we all take a lot of notes when we're listening to our mentors, we don't process them a lot or see which one is the most valuable. What are the things you see in your industry that you think people complain about? Misconceptions about you. I never took time to think about all of those things. So having to think about those and listening to other people sharing different things was it's one of the greatest things that I appreciate in this group, Mike. And I really love how we can all just be ourselves without being judged, and you see people cheering you up. It's just a warm and loving community where you can be yourself and pause to think about some questions we never take time to think about.
Awesome. So you are somebody that is obsessed with educating themselves. We talked before, and you told me about how important it was for you growing up, education, right? Your family, your father, and everybody in your family. It was a thing, right?
Right.
Can you share a little bit about like how what it was like growing up to be raised like that? Because it shows now. I mean, as an adult, the way that you show up, you know you can obviously you've been educated, and you've hit the books. You're articulate, and you know how to communicate. So, what was it like growing up, having that structure of how important it is to be educated?
Um, well, knowing what I know now, I think there are two sides to it. I appreciate the value that that I grew up with and my the family structure. And I think in Africa, we place a huge value on being educated. And it's one of the goals that the sustainable goals that the United Nations is working on now is to at least have education, have every child get educated. It is important. But the emphasis on education that we have in Africa is really huge. So huge that I would say there are two things to it. Sometimes it really does not allow you to explore yourself, your talents, and what else other than education. It sometimes it hinders that. On the other hand, it gives us that it inculcates the value and the importance of being able to get knowledge. So you just want to seek knowledge because you look around you and you just see everybody going to school, everybody wants to get this degree, that degree. They measure your success sometimes based on what degree you have and what you do not have. I recently just put a hold on my doctoral program when I realized the impact, the importance, the value, and the gap that we have in mental health. So I just had to, it was a struggle because that's not the expectation. Because I've heard that some people would not even listen to you because you're a woman, and there's some gatherings that I would not be able to get to because I'm not doctor this or professor that. That there's some places that I will not be able to go to. Then at that point, I said, you know what? I can take my time to do that. But I think there are lives that I can directly impact with the little that I know now. And if anybody would not listen to me because I'm not doctor this, then they probably don't need me. There are people who do need me, and I will start from there. Then I'll continue the journey later if it ever gets to it. So there are two sides to it. I appreciate it, and it's really helped me. It's helped me a lot because I see things differently. I know a lot. I see a lot. I know how to comport myself. I see the difference between what I know and what people who know more. I see the difference in the impacts we can make. But the other side to it is that everything is not education. There are people who have talents. There are people who God has blessed with so many things. And if we would only encourage that as well, it would go a long way in helping people. So I'm blessed to have been raised in that community and such environment. I did not take it for granted, but knowing what I know now, it seems that there's a little bit too much on emphasis on education, so much that it's killing other talents or other valuable impact that people may have or things that they might be able to do because of that educational value.
Yeah, that's really good point. I mean, it's the same here really in the States. I mean, to a certain extent. I mean, because the it has to be systematized at the education system, right? So when there's so many people going through it, it's hard to personalize something that's systemized.
Mm-hmm.
And if they can't put a label on you, then they put you in a box, kind of a deal. And I mean, that's what happened with me. I got guess what I used to get in trouble for when I was in school.
What?
Two things. The number one thing I always got in trouble for was talking, And the second thing was asking too many questions. So guess what I do all day now? I talk all day and I ask
There we
questions.
go.
So here we go. So,
Uh-huh.
but more taking that a little bit deeper with the education, within a good segue into mental health is the fact that we need to teach our kids like how to think. Or how to think for themselves, right? Not what they should think, but to be able to, like you said, compartmentalize and figure out stuff for themselves.
Yeah.
You know, so you see the correlation there, right?
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. So how long you have this group? It's called My Mental Health Matters, right?
Right.
Okay. And so when did you start building this community?
April 26, 2020.
Okay. Oh, so it's recent. Now you have close to 1,500 members in there now, right? I mean, you've built that pretty quickly, right?
Yeah, more than a little bit over 1,500.
Okay. So what inspired you to start building this community? What was it that got you going on that?
Okay, so I got frustrated. So some years back, I remember it was around 10 a.m. I was still laying down in bed at 10 a.m. And that has been the pattern for days before. I've been feeling worthless, feeling very useless. It was bright and shiny outside, but you know what happens when you see the sunlight and it has no meaning to you? You feel like the world is a dark place, and you that feeling for some people where you could hear the sound of your children outside and you feel sorry that you're their mom and everything around you just looks so gloomy. Then it dawned on me that, wait a minute, is this something like depression? And I have been a nurse for more than 10 years. And it was just like, wait, am I depressed? Because for a minute, I thought that I did not even deserve to live. I'd neglected self care. I did not even care because something and every other thing was okay. Loving husband, healthy children, supportive family, a roof over my head, food that I could eat. Every other thing was okay, but there was just some issue at work that got me down so badly. And at that moment, I thought, wait, is this that thing they call depression? Is this, wait, am I thinking of hurting myself or dying? Am I thinking life has got no meaning? And I could not get help. And the support was not there at my workplace. You know what happens when employers care so much about the customers than their employees? Or when you work with somebody that just wants the work to get done, wants you to meet the deadline so that you can submit it and does not even care what you have to put aside to get these things done. I had no support at work. And I thought, oh my goodness, there's a problem. First, I'm a healthcare professional myself, and I really do not understand what this mental health issue is. And I'd been thinking, talking of education again, I'd been on this issue of, oh, I'm going to start my master's degree, but I wasn't really sure of what I wanted to do. I didn't want to do the nursing, master's in nursing, I wanted public health kind of thing. I was like, then somebody called and said, hey, why don't you just look into this? I said, I'm looking for something that has to do with psychiatry because I would like to know more about it. I said, oh, check Walden University. I think they have it on. And I had to think of home and stuff. I got up that day. That was the first time I decided to take a step. I decided to act, do something about how I was feeling. I wanted to know more. I wanted to help other people. I wanted to just do something at a different level. And that was the day I applied to go for my master's in psychiatry. And I got the thing, I started learning more, I started seeing more, I started understanding, hey, there's more to all this, the way we're relating with each other, more to parenting, more to how your past does not just leave you, how the things you're doing, your behavior, your thoughts, your feelings, it's got a lot to do with your childhood, how the impact of workplace stress, burnout, the impact of having a boss that does not care, the impact of having parents who don't understand what is going on with their kids when they're at work, parents who do not even know about bullying, and then when I even became board certified and I started seeing more people, I started understanding. So now I'm a nurse practitioner and I can write prescriptions and give people medication. And I'm seeing people coming in without their family support. And here I am again telling people, hey, it's not all about medication, okay? Will your husband support you? Or how can we get to your parents? Or this child is coming in with, things, something that seemed like ADHD, but the truth is that the parents fight every day. Then I'm telling this mom, hey, let's not just go up on this medication. Tell me more about the home. Then I find myself,
Oh
even
yeah.
as a prescriber, I'm now saying, hey, let's hold on. What is going on? Which tells me there's a huge gap in what people know, the awareness, and what's actually going on with other people. Fast forward to April, I started seeing that there are leaders, or there's some industries like the entertainment industry that are promoting issues. For the one that really hit me is back in in Africa, or let me say Nigeria. There's the Nollywood. We call them, that's like our Hollywood, okay? So then the way they portray people with mental health problem. They're always showcasing this schizophrenic person working on the street and doing stuff like that. And I just think that, hey, people need help, but those that can help us don't even know enough and they're making things worse. So I picked up the phone that day. I said, hey, my sister in law, she is a writer. She just published a book recently called Couples in Apart. So she writes a lot. She does her own movie, writes scripts, and I think she knows some of them. So I called her up and I said, you need to talk to your people, okay? Talk to them and let them know that we have enough problem already. They're making it worse. So now they're promoting the stigma. They are making things worse for us. They have the tool to make a difference. Can we do something? Then she told me, I know you've been writing a lot about mental health. I know you've been doing this, but Dio, a lot of people don't read, especially on social media. I think you should start doing videos. I think you should start a group. I said, videos? What? I don't even go on my Facebook or do any. What are you talking about? And then she said, I think more people would watch video. You can pass your messages across by just showing your face, go live, say something. And it was few about 4 hours after that conversation, I went live for the first time on Facebook. And she was one that said, I will help you start a group. Then she said, we started playing with different names. Then she said, okay, we'll start this. We got different names. And I spoke with my brother. He was just like, hey, that's a good idea. How about just let people know? Say it, my mental health matters. I said, that's it. My mental health matters. So, my sister-in-law came up with the idea. My brother gave me the name for the group, and I just went with it. And here we are 6 months after.
Wow, it's so impactful. Your story, it's so awesome. It's incredible how good you are on video after doing it for 6 months. You're just natural. You're a natural speaker. You're always able to communicate, and now you just on video. It's just natural for you just to talk, which is really it's incredible to watch. And it's
Yeah.
funny, I started Live Masters in my group because I was searching for what to do with myself, you know, and then I started doing the videos every day, and I knew I had to build a community, and here we are, you know. Um, and when you can share your story like that and really explain to people why you have a community, it really helps them understand what the vision is and why it's so important to you. And you're hitting all of the cylinders. You're hitting the nail right on the head with everything that you're doing to build community. So in your community, let's talk about it. What do you do there? Do you have guest speakers come on? Do you have interviews? Tell everybody a little bit how your community works, so they know a little bit more information about it, so they can get in there and check it out.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to talk about my group here. The group is about two things. It's everything happening in the group is either about increasing mental health awareness or destigmatizing mental health. And here is the approach. The approach is it starts with you.
Mhm.
And that's why I emphasize the my mental health matters. So Mike, you say Mike, say that. Say the name of my group.
My mental health matters.
Okay. And that is it. Your mental health matters. My mental health matters as a professional. So it does not matter whether you are a nurse, a doctor, an awesome public speaker like myself, an amazing, supportive, life master coach like Mike. It does not matter even if you are a coach, if you're a mom, if you're a psychiatrist, because psychiatrists also, I know of psychiatrists who are dying by suicide. Okay, I know of doctors who are having marital issues and very depressed. I know of public speakers who have anxiety problems. So it is not, don't let, yes,
Yeah,
really,
no, people don't think that exists, but it's true.
it does.
I mean, I still have my moments just doing these videos.
Yes, it
Yeah.
does. And so the idea is, say it, everybody say it, my mental health matters. When you understand the importance of your mental health, then you understand that you need to support the people around you, your partner, your spouse, your children, your sibling, your parents, okay, your co-workers, your employees. But if you don't get it, if you don't know that the way you think, feel, and behave has to do with the way your brain is processing stuff. And the way your brain processes stuff, number one, there's some I call them the brain hormones. There's some neurotransmitters in our brain that we all have. We have the serotonin, the dopamine, we have them. There's nothing you can do. Just as we have insulin, just as we have other organs of the body. We have blood flowing. There's nothing you can do. The fact that I'm talking right now means there's so many things inside me that have to function and coordinate. And my brain should not be left out. But
Oh,
every other thing that's got
wow.
to do with our body, we focus on it. When you have a headache, you take Tylenol. When
Mm.
you have pain, you do something. When you have a scratch on your skin, you put a antibiotic, something. You take care of your body. Every other part, you have your glasses on, you're taking care of your eyes, you're not straining it. A lot of us have been to our dentist, we take care of all those other parts, but when it comes to the brain, I'm sad, I'm unhappy, I have bad thoughts, I don't want to do anything, I don't feel like relating with people, the work that I'm doing is stressing me, my boss does not value me, all these other things, we ignore them, and then we try to show up like everything is fine.
Mm.
And that is the first point. Your mental health matters, just as mine. So a lot of times I talk about myself. I let people know I'm not superhuman. The only difference is that I know that my mental health matters. I know that when I need help, I should speak up. So now that almost everybody in my family knows about mental health, when there's something wrong, I can easily tell them and they won't judge me. And then I can ask my mom if she's got any history of this and that in the family, so that when something happens to me, I don't have to run helter skelter. So that if I have to use any medication, I don't have to try three different medications before I know that this one works for my mom and maybe we should try there. I
Mm.
don't have to think about, do we have alcohol addiction issues with my family, and know that when I start getting hooked on something, I need to do something about it. So everything is about that awareness, not awareness for other people. It is the awareness that starts with self.
Wow.
And then when we all become aware, if somebody around you is pointing fingers, or somebody around you is saying something negative about because somebody's got depression, or somebody around you is making a fun of somebody that is dealing with a child with disability, or somebody around you thinks that your boss should work forever and not take a break, or somebody around you wants to blame someone, because you already are aware of the importance of your mental health, it becomes easy for you to say, wait a minute, I think that has been that you probably don't know about it, or don't continue the stigma, or you probably don't know about it. Don't blame all those teenagers for everything happening. They need their parents. Let's not stigmatize this person. Somebody with addiction issue is not just trying to be an irresponsible husband. This person needs help. Somebody that has this needs to do that. So those are the two things the group is about: awareness, take away the stigma. Yeah,
Wow.
starts with you.
Drop the mic. Everybody that's watching this live or in the replay, show her some love in the comments because I'm just like blown away. Now you guys can understand why I wanted to definitely have her on here as a guest. We're definitely going to have some stuff going on in the future where I'm going to have you come back as a guest speaker if you'd love to do that. We'd love to have you. Um,
Sure.
there's another question that I want to ask you before we go here in a few minutes. I want to make sure I give you enough time. I don't care if it goes a little bit longer because this is a lot of value here. It was a very interesting question, and you answered it in the challenges. What is the biggest misconception about what it is that you do, or what kind of misconceptions do people have about what you do? Because you know, I'll let you answer that question. You had a really good answer because I'll let you answer that question because
Well,
you had.
what was my answer? I mean, what was my answer? Well, why did you think it was the
Well, I think it was good because you were like, I'm not like a counselor, I'm not this, I'm not that. You kind of like basically were taking yourself out of the way and making it about the person, the people you were trying to help. That makes sense.
yeah, yeah. So what I'm doing right now, I try to say that the misconception, at least with the group and things, that the misconception is, hey, that maybe I'm trying to do, because remember, there's big stigma. And in some places, some cultures, some religion, they do not even want to take medication, and they don't want to see a therapist. So it's almost like, no, 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 no. But I think that we should start from the awareness part. And a lot of people think, okay, maybe what I'm doing is trying to do therapy, or I'm trying to get them to start giving medication. No, what I'm doing is increasing the awareness. And that is where my professional speaking part, Dio Speaks, come into place. I, you know, available and working with organizations and groups, to talk about mental health. So they hire me to come and talk to the group, bring awareness issue to the group, and I tailor the awareness part, even though it's the same fundamental message, but I tailor it to what is going on, to that group, to that community. So if I'm talking to a group of men, I'm talking to them and highlighting the possible problem. For example, if men are going through depression, they sometimes they would not cry like women or withdraw, but you can start seeing irritability in men, a kind of anger, tending to be a little bit violent, or wanting to use substances. So I kind of tailor what I'm doing to suit that group. And for organizations, that's my main focus. Get to talk to people to let them understand this, and then we go from there. And then for the group, what I'm trying to do is let everybody get it. So I talk to leaders in the group, I talk to men, I try to talk to different groups so that they're able to do their part for themselves and for other people. But people are thinking, oh, do I want to just prescribe medication? Am I talking because I want patients? Am I talking because no? But when we talk, or when we get things going and you see the need for it, I can help look for those who have their clinics, those who have their practice that are culturally appropriate for you, because that's another thing. The things that are culturally acceptable in my own culture, if I should go to somebody that is not of an African descent, they might not get where I'm coming from. So the cultural appropriateness too is there. And I encourage that so that people can get the best of whatever session they have with people. And if I clearly see that you will benefit from medication, I will tell you. And if you want to, then I can also refer you to somebody that does medication management and they can do the follow up. So that's the misconception about what I do.
Wow, awesome, great answer. I've had such a great time having you on here. I want to make sure before we go in a couple of seconds that you give everyone an opportunity to stay in contact with you, reach out to you if they want to learn more about what you're doing in your community. The name of the group is My Mental Health Matters, correct? Do you,
Yes.
you have a website as well? You want to shout that out?
Yes, I would send you the link. We'll put it here.
Yeah.
I'll put it there. We
Put
can
it in the
post
comments. Yeah.
in the group. But My Mental Health Matters is the name of the group, like that. My Mental Health Matters. And if you want to reach out with me, of course, if I'm here, just send me a direct message or send me an email on diospeaksmh. That's diospeaksmh@gmail.com. And then I'll send the link to my, and oh, there's something I have like a freebie, something that helps people to kind of, it's a good tool for people to kind of assess where they are. So you look at it and you will be answer some questions, just like the questions of the day that you give us. So when you look at it, you'll be able to see, hey, how am I doing here? Why am I doing well? What do I need to do well? I mean, how am I doing? Then you pause and think of how you're doing. Then the second thing is, why am I doing the way that I'm doing? That is, you're either doing fine, everything is okay. In that case, what am I doing right? I stay active, I communicate with people, eating right, when something is going wrong, I talk to someone, I seek help. Everything that you're doing that's making everything good. Then you need to identify them and do more. But if everything is not good, then you ask why. Is it because of finances? Is it because I'm having issues with my wife? Is it because my children are, having problems? Is it because I've been angry a lot? Is it because I'm procrastinating? It will help you to be able, juggle your memory to think about all those things you're outlining. Then you're able to take the right next step. So I will send that freebie to you. It's all also on my website so that people can download it and use it. And you can reach out to me if you need help with anything, or if you would like me to come to your group to talk to your group.
That's awesome. Yeah, I believe the quality of the questions that you ask yourself will definitely determine the quality of your life. And it's a simple, formula too with Live Masters and the question of the day. It's literally things that I'm thinking about, things that I'm working on, things I'm trying to figure out, and that's why it works. So listen, it's been so amazing having you here. Make sure, please, that you go back through and in the comments and put your contact information in there, your email, your website, your group, tag your group in there as well. I want to make sure that I stay connected to your community as well. And everybody that watched this, thank you for watching live. Thank you for watching the replay. Make sure you show Dayo lots of love in the comments.
I love love.
No, seriously, if this video really impacted you or touched you in any way, it's your obligation to share it with some people that you know, like, or care about. Because if it impacted you, like I know it impacted me, they deserve to know about this incredible woman that's on a mission to really just help people communicate and let people know that their mental health matters. So with that being said, everybody, thank you for watching. Stay tuned for another exciting interview tomorrow here on Live Masters TV Showcase. Stay blessed, everybody.